This is a good example. No meat, you can see the bone, you can see the nerve, you can see that you got everything off of this fish.
Today I went out and I caught a bunch of surf perch. My hair is all wet, as you can see. And here they are, and I caught a huge chub right here. It came out to be around 11 inches, I think, 12. But the way you fillet a surf perch is basically the same way you would fillet like a panfish, but
The first thing you're going to want to do is make an incision right here from this first dorsal fin to up to this head cavity. So you're going to get your fillet knife, lift the fin so that you want it pushing right against the fin. Just like that. And then you have to cut it at an angle. You can't do this. You gotta get it at an angle from the head. Sometimes you gotta put your finger in the mouth. That helps it. The process go along faster. And once you get good enough at it, you can do this within probably about 30-ish seconds. So, like I just did, that's that incision from the dorsal fin to the head cavity. And then from the dorsal fin to the head cavity, you want to go down the spinal cord. And you don't have to go off this edge, you don't have to stick it in or anything. You just have to get the edge of your knife, the rib, and kind of slice into it. But you got to be careful because you don't want to accidentally go to the other side of the rib cage like I did on this one. Because if you poke through too fast, you will screw it up. Like this, I'm going to have to work on it, but you want to make sure you're on the right side. So then you want to slowly kind of work your knife through this meat, making sure to keep as much of it as you possibly can. You should feel the rib bones hitting against your knife. And then once you get to this part where you see just the bones, you get to this part and you see just the bones just like this. What you want to do, you want to get your fillet knife. Make sure not to puncture the stomach or else you'll get guts all over. So you want to put the knife right about, I'd say 3 inches in front of the back fin tail. Shove it in. And then you want to make sure that you're pointing your fillet knife downwards like this, not like this, like this, so that you get all of the meat that you possibly can. So then, fillet knife downwards. So then from this, you want to work your knife down to these ribs. You'll feel them with your knife if you put them against like that. You want to go over them, but not too much over them because you still want that meat, but over them. Just enough to be able to cut the meat off with the bone. Just like this. And then you will have this meat left. So imagine the tail's not there, okay? It should still be on this. This is your fillet. Now sometimes you might accidentally cut into the belly like I just did. What you want to do is just trim it off like that, so that you're left with this meat. Now most people think that they can just like leave it on there and it'll be fine, but these scales are very annoying and picky to try to fix and eat with. So what I do is I get the edge of the fillet. Well, no, this is what okay, so this is what you should be left with. Just rib. No meat on the cartilage left. There's gonna be some meat left on these ribs, but if you look and you try to cut through it, it's little to nothing. That is little to nothing. You missed out on that much meat, so don't worry about wasting any meat at all. So then you should be left with this fillet. Now what you're going to want to do is get the edge of your knife, and I'd choose probably the smallest amount of meat side, because you're gonna want to do something that you're not gonna like. You're gonna have to cut a little bit of the meat so that you have a grip. Just a little sliver, like this. Put your finger in between that sliver. Get your knife. Angle it, dot down, because you don't want to cut through the hide, but not too high up. Just at a medium level. And you just gotta slice that through and lift the meat up every once in a while to make sure that you're not accidentally cutting through the meat. And then you should be left with a perch fillet, surf perch fillet. Here's the skin. Now I'm going to show you how you can do it really fast once you get used to it. If you're really good at filleting perch, you can do this, where it's just like first natural instinct. You don't even need to think about it. You just pull down the side, down the ribs, or the spine, I mean. Down the rib bones. Over the rib cage. Cut the belly meat. And from that belly meat, you get your tab. You hold the tab, get the knife, angle it down, shimmy down the skin, and fillet. That was how to fillet a surf perch. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, maybe subscribe if you want to. I'm uploading a surf fishing video either today or tomorrow. This is all going to be included in that video, and especially this big guy, how I caught him. And I'll see you guys in the next one.